Hello, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to the Dritte Liga today in North Rhine-Westphalia. Nord Rhine-Westphalen, if we're going native, either way. It is the match between Arminia Bielefeld and Rot-Weiss Essen, the penultimate game of match day 33. Schuko Arena filling up nicely towards its capacity of around 26,500. Looking for win number 10. Arminia head coach Mitch makes one change to his starting 11 from last weekend. Tadeusz Monju Momolu replaces Marius Vol on the wing. Everyone available to Niat except the long-term injured Noah Serenren Bazi. Captain Fabian Kloss had to leave the field in Ingolstadt with a groin issue. Recovers in time. There are perhaps unsurprisingly no changes made by Krzysztof Dabrowski from big win last time out for Essen. A few injuries still there. He is having to deal with Aaron Manu, Ekin Chelebi and Eric Vuvpak are still out. Andreas Fiegel and Ron Belinsky, though, who were suspended, return to the squad. Torben Musil and Felix Kurtzer, recently injured, are back. And available as well. Musil starts the game in the middle of the park. So, not too far from home, Essen, having made the 150 or so kilometre journey northeast to Bielefeld. In terms of the table, both sides looking to head north for different reasons. Arminia, despite having come down from the second tier last season and flirting with relegation again, 16th, just one spot above the drop zone. They do at least have a 5-point cushion to Hallescher, and now a game in hand. This one, so room to breathe. A win here would move them back above Waldorf Mannheim, and surely to safety, boasting an 8-point gap with 5 matches remaining. Essen, on the other hand, are looking for a late charge into the promotion spots, or at least the promotion playoff spot. Some above them having faltered, they're now just 5 points from third place Preußen Münster, with 2 games in hand. It is all getting pretty tight in that area of the table. Essen on 50 points, 2 behind Sandhausen. Saarbrücken also on 52. Dresden 54, Preußen Münster 55. The top 2 have moved themselves a bit further clear. Certainly not uncatchable though, with 5 games to go. Players now making their way out onto the pitch. It's the bright sunshine. Beautiful day for hopefully a wonderful game of football to match the conditions. Distinctive white jersey for Arminia today. It is special jersey to commemorate Bielefeld weeks of action against racism. The club says it remembers its former Jewish president, Julius Hesse, who was murdered 80 years ago. Rot-Weiss Essen, meanwhile, in their traditional red and white. It will be black and blue into this game, if either. These are 2 sides in pretty decent form. Florian Heft is the man keeping them in check. 2 captains, Fabian Kloss and Vinka Shafina there, and the other 20, of course. And his watchful eye, 34-year-old, has given out 15 yellows and 1 red across his last 2 games, both in the second tier. One to be messed with. Final team talks for Essen. Teams having switched ends after the coin toss. Those on the sidelines done all they can. Now it's up to the 11 on the pitch to get the job done on a big day for both clubs. Big day and a big crowd. By Wednesday morning, 20,000 tickets had already been sold, including more than 3,000 in Essen. The away block is completely sold out. Of course, not unusual. Arminia, on average, in front of 18,000. In second place in the spectator table, Essen, average of over 2,000. That makes them the front runners in the away fans. It is the away side who get us underway. Essen shooting from left to right as we watch on. Fabian Kloss sporting the protective headgear once again. Masked Bandit, can he be Arminia's hero this afternoon? Matchday 33 in the Dritte Liga. Arminia Bielefeld take on Rot-Weiss Essen. Arminia, those black and white shirts. And they are now in possession for the first time, shooting from right to left as we will watch on in this 45. Of course, they're not just coming off the back of one relegation, but two. Surely expecting much more from this campaign. It was a horrible start to the season. Perhaps set the tone for how things were going to go with a 3-1 loss to Dynamo Dresden. It was a big win in their first home game, and that would be the only win for a while. And just won across their next 8 games. Never really escaped the bottom third of the table ever since. It was a brief better spell in October. 3 wins on the trot then, but 4 consecutive draws and then 4 consecutive defeats at the start of 2024. Quickly enough became 5 out of 6. Have turned over a new leaf in March, so 7 points from 4 matches. Dramatic penalty shootout win over Preußen Münster to reach the final of the Westphalian Cup. April started with a draw against Ingolstadt last time out, but one that was so nearly another victory. Controversial 96th minute equaliser that infuriated Mitch Niat and his team, with only 5 minutes scheduled to be played. Good spell of possession here for Arminia. Allow the players to settle into the match. A few reassuring touches, settle the nerves. Rui Oppi there at left back. Scored what was nearly the winner last weekend, late in the first half. That late heartbreak. Been feeling very confident about their survival already, as it is. I think one more win, they'll feel confident that they will remain in the Dritte Liga. And they get off on the right foot here with the first goal again. Well, we introduce Tarius Monju Momelu to get a shot away, blocked though, close range. 22-year-old on loan from Hannover 96. Hasn't played a huge amount in that time. Has shown promise though, and brought into the starting 11 to show what he can do by Mitch Niat. Maximilian Grosser. Jan Schneider, his centre-back partner. For Lanet, experienced right back, has worn the armband on occasion this season. Malkovos, January signing. And they're patiently building here, Arminia. They make it and into something in the final third. Nice as this possession is. Have to ensure they do something with it against a very strong side in Rot-Weiss Essen. Whilst their opponents today were struggling early in the season, they were putting together a massively impressive run of 6 successive victories in late 2023. 4 2-1 wins in a row it was. It's Dortmund, Saarbrücken, Duisburg, and then Arminia in the reverse fixture. 4-0 Regional Cup win in the middle, somewhat ruining the sequence. 2-0 win over Valov, thoroughly ruining the sequence, but nonetheless, wins everywhere around that time. Last 2 of those also showed their penchant for late drama, with 90th minute winners, one of which was against their opponents today. World away from their very tough start to October. Again, the opposite of their current opponents. That ball runs through to be enough for Jakob Goltz to gather up. It was the best point in the first half of the season for Arminia, but October for Essen was horrible. 4-0 loss to Unterhaching and then 5-0 to Werl. 9 goals conceded in 4 days. There are a few of those more unpredictable results over the winter. Successive losses, then successive wins. And then a bizarre alternating run at the start of 2024. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Draw, loss, draw wasn't how they wanted that run to end, but they finally now returned to form at a crucial time. Be a free kick, I think. Initially, here if the referee had blown over the noise inside the stadium. Clearly, though, it will be a free kick in a dangerous position for Arminia. Well, alarm bells be ringing in the Essen camp. That one certainly is. Louis Oppi to take. Nice delivery. Onto the head of Maximilian Grosser. Couldn't knock it down for a teammate though. And the danger gradually fizzles out. Maybe Biancardi. Former Bayern youth prospects, joined from Heidenheim last summer. Scored on his debut, the very first game of the season. As Kashkin well off his line. Brave goalkeeping, paid off. First to the ball, ahead of finding a teammate. To be on his toes again, but less pressured on this occasion. Bouncing in the stands. Arminia believe this horrible run is finally going to come to an end. They kind of avoid that unwanted record of 3 consecutive relegations. Was looking like a definite possibility earlier in the season, earlier this year. All that good run would have been an unwanted feat, only achieved 4 times before in German football history by Au between 2009 and 2011, Plattling in the 90s, and FC Kempten and SV Lohof, who both managed 4 in a row, mostly in the 2000s. Looks like Arminia should be okay. They can make sure of that with a good result here. It will be a little nervy still if they're to lose again. This can change so quickly towards the bottom of the table in the latter stages of a campaign. 5-point cushion so quickly become a 2-point cushion with a Halle win next weekend. Good running from Mamadou, pulls it back into a dangerous area. Somehow didn't find another man in a white shirt. As instead cleared away by Lucas Bruma. Over from left back. It's been an excellent signing. Lucas Bruma. Hugely important part of that back four. Very consistent one too. It's a long throw from Leon Schneider. Up in the air. Covered up by Goltz. Looks to set away a counter. Isaiah Young cuts inside. Plays it forwards to Musa Dumboya. Good strength to retain possession. Ovitz. It's the 1-2, gets it back. Club's top scorer makes his way into the area. And he finds the gloves. Jonas Kershken, seemingly taken low to the head. Checked upon by Torben Merzel. Might have been the guilty party. Innocent attempted the ball. Had to go for it. In fact, those were the first to check. Kersken, but it was his teammates. Might have been Cedric Harrenbrock. Either way, no lasting damage done, seemingly, to Jonas Kersken. He'll be quite cautious with head injuries, as is always the case in football in these days. Seemingly no problems for Kersken. Now get us back underway. Another free kick goes the way of the home side. Omalu involved again. Lively start, having been brought into the starting 11. Change across both sets of starting 11s. Managers generally retaining faith in the men who have performed so well for them in recent weeks. Laid off short to Korbos. He'll lift it in, but not remotely threatening catching practice for Jakob Goltz. Hand of apology from the American. Essen maybe just to hang on to the ball for a bit. They've been relying on counter-attacks for the most part in the first 15 minutes. Possession might do them good. Isaiah Young. To get things moving. Nicely worked around. Good move. Young's run was a little too early, not found. By the way, the offside flag up against somebody. Was Young or not? I think he was involved. Boy is down. So his touch caught late. Looks like he'll be fine. Essen fans will hope so. He's been in excellent form in recent weeks. The Ghanaian 4 in his last 3 league games, having managed just 2 in the 20 appearances before then, now joint second top scorer at the club. One of those was, though, the stoppage time penalty winner in the dramatic 4-3 comeback against Freiburg at the start of February. Also scored one in the cup game on Wednesday. That saw Essen into the final of the Lower Rhine Cup. 3-1 win against Germania Ratingen in their home stadium. 6 changes to the starting lineup on that occasion. Lienhard, Rotter, Eagle, Harenbrock, Eisfeld and Karuma brought in for Goltz, Kaiser, Götze, Sapina, Museland and Boyer. Nonetheless, on the score sheet alongside Vonic and Volker. If there'll be any more changes in the Essen squad over the summer. Now back in the promotion fight, and personnel planning certainly going on. Apparently Hanover could be a source of new faces for Essen. 2 players on their wish list, reportedly Lars Gindorf and Tom Mustier. Gindorf, captain of the 96ers, scored 21 goals in 22 games. He's an attacking midfielder, kind of formed to catch the attention of many clubs, I'd imagine. He's the defensive midfielder, still managed to be involved in 10 goals in his 23 appearances. For now, the Essen squad doing just nicely as it is. In this game, however, they remain a little on the back foot. Felix Götze also back into the squad. Not quite back into the referee's book just yet. Talking to for now. Catching Biancardi, a little clumsy. Tackle from behind. Now, with another free kick to deal with. Less of an angle on this one. Whipped in. It was Lannert with the free kick. Also assured again with his handling. Looking to start an attack quickly again. Hasn't worked out this time. His hands possession straight back to the hosts. Away carelessly by Grosser, but one back quickly. Torbos moves it on. Down the right here. Bielefeld, and a whip shot had to be saved. And then good work from Goltz to get to the rebound first. And the pressure from Fabian Klos. And the pair will get a talking to from the referee. There's Brutaro cutting inside. Very well struck shot. Too hot to handle for Goltz. Too hot at least to catch in the first attempt. Of course, predatory instinct of number 9. No hard feelings though between the two. Jakob Goltz ever present this season until missing the 1860 Regensburg games for injury. 37 appearances last season, set to make his way to 36 without any further injuries or suspensions. Didn't concede in the league for over a month earlier in the season. 4 clean sheets between matchday 3 and 6. They look up for it, Arminia. Mamlou straight Into the press again there. Closing down on Cedric Karenbrock. Goetze inches forward, but then gives it away. To retreat now, back to his centre-back position. Like the referee blows and hands out the first booking of the game for a cynical foul. Torben Merzel taking one for the team. It's Goetze who caused the issue. If as a defender you do decide to wander into the opposition half, you have to make sure that the pass finds its target. Quite quick to go down, you'd have to say, but clearly the intent there with the arm from Merzel. Now one for Louis Oppi. Once again, to debate best approach. Floated in. Dealt with by the first line of defence. Into Demboya. Now it's Essen with the free kick. Chance to clear their lines. It was Omelu again, charging about, this time a little less accurately. Taken down by Harenbrock, and lovely nutmeg as well. Back on the end of the 1-2, spreads it left. Lucas Bruma, the ball into the back stick, it's kept alive by Oberts. Eventually cleared by Oppi. Not all that far though. Here's Nils Kaiser. Makes his way all the way into the area. Tried his luck on his left. Not threatening the goal of Jonas Gersken ultimately, but all signs of promise here from the visitors. Seemingly an issue for Leon Schneider. He's holding his left hand. The right hand, in fact. Treated off the pitch, so momentarily home side will be reduced to 10. They will have the ball though. So Schneider gets patched up. So a little over a quarter the way through the game now. Arminia fans still in good voice. It's an atmosphere that Krzysztof Dabrowski knows well, the Essen manager. It's always an absolute pleasure to come to the Bielefelder Aal in front of a full house. Always a great game. And of course, because of my past, having to be on the sidelines as a coach for the first time, he's referring to his time in Armenia as a player between 2001-2003. Celebrated promotion to the Bundesliga with Arminia Bielefeld. We had many positive memories, and the mood and the atmosphere, fans always gave great support, and there seems to be no ill feeling towards their opposition head coach from the Arminia fans. Really holding plenty of memories themselves. Are they about to make another one here as Mamula made his way into the box, tried to check back. In the end, dealt with by the Essen back line. Perhaps not the right decision. Had space to run into. He should have headed for the byline. Of course, hindsight is 2020. Very easy to say, watching on from high above. certainly in the balance. So 25 minutes nearly on the clock. First goal feels like it could go either way. Arminia have threatened and looked mostly in control and a lot of the ball. Essen though showing how dangerous they can be, both on the counter and a couple of times they have built more slowly from the back, as they are attempting to do now. So Young with burst of acceleration again. Found Torben Merzel. Advantage played by the referee. Away by Lannert. Back just to sort out his boots. We will give him a few seconds to do so. Lucas Bruma to get us back underway with the throw. Collision there between Kloss and Rios Alonso. Whoever was at fault. Arminia continue. Romelu to Kloss for Biancardi. Pass a little short, but Oppi succeeds in finding the German-born Congolese descent. Oppi again on the left-hand side. It's his move. Romelu will have to retreat. He gives it away under pressure there. Might turn into an excellent pass though. What was a panicked moment. Nearly dropping for Kloss. Lucas Bruma battling with the big number 9. Dabrowski controlling the touchline. Also spent time at Werder Bremen, Hanover, and Bochum as a player. Played for the German under-21 Olympics B teams. Not a bad playing career at all. Helped Bremen win the 1999 DFB Pokal as well in the starting 11 as they beat Bayern on penalties in the final. And the big occasion, are his team going to be able to match up to that kind of performance under pressure in these final few games of the season? An unlikely promotion push on the cards. Certainly begun to look unlikely earlier in the year after a promising spell so before that. Over the result, huge improvement on their performance last season. A little too close to comfort. The relegation zone on that occasion. It's a little too close to comfort for Arminia there, but the offside flag, I think, has gone up. To the surprise of a couple of the Essen players. You can see from here. Slightly misjudged by Jonas Kersken. I've been relieved to see that offside flag go up. Himself a little stranded. It wasn't offside. Presumably, judging by the free kick is being taken from. Either way, Arminia back in possession. Oppi. Opened up for Sam Schreck. Couldn't find the right pass though. Roberts calm and composed as ever. Young having switched to the right wing. Comes together with Kaiser. Comes onto the ball though. So no quick counter-attack, but Essen has far more of the ball in the last 10 minutes or so. We saw early on, starting to assert their authority a little on proceedings. Half an hour on the clock. Still we wait for the deadlock to be broken. Essen games are really dull. Scored 49, conceded 45 this year. As mentioned, lots of last minute winners and last minute equalisers. Sort of subject though that is for their hosts today. What really frustrated Arminia was that they were experiencing deja vu with that late equaliser. Nias alluded to that in the press conference. Mentioned the game in Lübeck in November. It's also the same referee, Martin Speckner, allowed the game to be played longer than the originally announced stoppage time. Arminia conceded an equaliser also in the 6 minutes of stoppage time there. One anonymous member of the public taking it far too far, apparently to the DFP. Death threat received by the referee. It was a corner. Would have been possibly controversial to not allow the corner to be taken. Either way, that's all behind them. They're looking to push on with the first goal of this game again, and they might get it, and they do get it. Momolu into the middle, and Leandro Putaro volleys home, and Arminia put themselves ahead, as they did last weekend, and they will defend this lead with their life, you can be sure. But for now, they celebrate in the stands. Leandro Putaro finding space in the area. Just his second goal of the season. What a time to get it. This time, Momolu picking out the right pass. Bruma losing his man. Putaro just floating away. Just kept in by Thaddeus Monju Momolu. Not the cleanest strike, but it fooled everyone. Bruma and Gold stranded. Fixed to the spot. Putaro with his second of the season, Arminia's first of the game. Only other goal this campaign came against Unterhaching way back in September. 89th minute winner on that occasion though. This one arguably as important. It does set them on the road to survival. Could argue they're already on the road to survival, but be feeling a lot more confident if they can hold on to this lead. Long way to go though. Hour to play. Riccardi looking to deliver another dangerous ball. That one headed away though, and Essen look to break away down the left. Thaya Young draws in. Fabian Kloss. Draws a foul shortly after. Work to do for Dabrowski and his men now. Maybe work to do to inspire his team. At half time, if it remains like this, or potentially even worse if Arminia were to score a second. Harenbrock with the free kick, straight out to Jonas Kersken. Overhit in truth. He'll be disappointed with that. Harenbrock has the quality. He is the other joint second top scorer, along with Demboyer, the man who's playing just behind. 6 goals, 4 assists as well. He picked up 2 in his last 3 matches. Has appeared in every game so far this campaign. And it's a little under pressure. Chooses to go back to its keeper. Arminia won't be taking too many risks now. Need to. They can be methodical about their football and look for their second, which they were set to do there, but Momolu just drifting offside. It's been a bright spark though down that left wing, brought into the team. Fresh energy from the 22-year-old. Now with an assist as well to his name. Second assist, yet to get on the score sheet. It's his 7th appearance. It's that lone move. With another free kick. Kaiser will get a talking to this time. A few cynical free kicks given away by Rot-Weiss Essen. This one less cynical though than just a little dangerous. High boot. Getting a little too close to Sam Schreck. Looks to let it run, rather. Finds Jose Enrique Rios Alonso in the way. Toss pleads his case. Referee not interested. Nice ball forwards. This time it's Essen coming down the left. Harenbrock's cross well blocked. Goal scorer getting back. Do his job at the other end as well. Butaro bombing on and throwing himself in the way of a potentially dangerous cross. Into Shapina, the Essen captain. An aerial threat, certainly. Scored last weekend. It's just his 3rd of the season. Not really his area of expertise, but certainly from set pieces, always a threat. 6'4", 1.94 meters tall. Corner is taken short to the edge of the area though. Oberts will now lift it in. But again, it's going to be claimed by Jonas Kersken. And this time it's the Arminia keeper who looks to set away a quick break. It's great distribution. Picked out Momolu, the only option for him in the Essen half. Momolu somewhat fluffing his lines on that occasion though. Not able to get the ball under control. little over 5 minutes plus stoppage time for Essen to try and find a response before the break. Goetze under pressure from Biancardi. All stuck under his feet. Younger brother of Mario and Fabian, of course, Felix Goetze. Would have been 15 when his brother scored the winning goal in the World Cup final. And news coming out this week that Essen would like to extend the contract. Also the case for Cedric Harenbrock. To retreat here as Biancardi plays it forwards for Korbos. Characteristically high up the pitch. Has been used a little more defensively, Korbos, than he was at his old club. Making his 12th appearance since joining from Verl in January. Scored 5 and assisted 3 in 20 appearances for his former side in the first half of the campaign, but yet to do either at his new home. Of hopeful balls being fired forwards in the general direction of Moussa Doumbouya. Not really coming off. That approach isn't working. Simple pass also not working on that occasion for Arminia. Ultimately Grosser well ahead of Oppi. Goetze gallops forwards again. This time does find a teammate in Bruma. Kaiser. Roberts won't get there. Ahead of Grosser. Nearly made him think though. Blocked off the clearance. Smart thinking though from the centre back to run between his legs, out for the goal kick. Arminia are nearly halfway there. Closing in on half-time. Chniat desperate not for them to concede. Late equaliser again. Also wouldn't particularly like one. Late equaliser in the first half, I'm sure. Less damaging, but it's another goal before half-time. I'd like it to be for those in black and white. All headed away by Rios Alonso. Goetze flicks it onto Bruma. It is at least cleared out of the Essen third, not quite to the halfway line. Bielefeld just slowing it down. Themselves a little closer to the halfway whistle. Now breaking forwards, Biancardi over to the right. Exchange of passes between Butaro and Lanet. Former now has it again. Korbos looks for the killer ball. Cut out. Of space for Torben Musil. Flag stays down. No, it doesn't. Of course, the assistant referees encouraged to delay their flag. Sometimes, if they're uncertain or not 100% certain, let the move play out so it can be checked by VAR. That one did eventually come. Gershkin also ever present this season, but permanently, no injury absence for him. Goltz. On loan from Borussia Mönchengladbach, 23-year-old. Will be just the 1 minute of additional time. So, final potential chance will surely go the way of the home side. So that tangle between Schapina, Fabian Klos, two captains coming together. Iopi once again favors the left footer. Towards the back stick, it's headed away only to the edge of the area. Louis Iopi there might pick himself up a yellow card, does indeed. Clearly blocking off Isaiah Young. Clever flick by the American. So, half-time whistle. As they did last week, Arminia have the lead. Under a dissimilar time as well. 32 minutes on the clock. I think it was about 39 last weekend. Now the question of whether they can hold it through to the very final whistle. Not get caught out late on or earlier on in the second half. Essen with work to do. They've threatened occasionally. They're not shown everything they're capable of. Niat still wants more from his players. I'm sure Christoph Dabrowski will do as well. Will he be able to get it? Find out in 15 minutes' time. Half-time score is Arminia Bielefeld 1, Rot-Weiss Essen 0. Welcome back to Bielefeld for the second half of this Dritte Liga match between Arminia Bielefeld and Rot-Weiss Essen. Match day 33, we are entering the final stretch of games in this campaign. Every match seems more important than the last now. It's important for these two in very differing ways. Arminia looking to secure survival, Essen looking to push on and try and get involved in the promotion battle. At the halfway point, it's the former who are closer to achieving their objective. 1-0 to the good. Arminia taking the lead just after the half-hour mark through Leandro Putaro. Just second goal of the season for the winger on loan from Osnabrück. It's well taken, a volley from his fellow winger's cross. Tadeusz Momolu came into the starting 11 today and has been lively on the left-hand side. We'll see if there are any changes now required in the eyes of Krzysztof Dabrowski for the second half. Kept faith in the side who were big winners last weekend and in the previous game, 4-0 and 4-1 across the last two league fixtures. But it hasn't been going to plan so far. Threatened on occasion, but not consistently enough. And as Ron Belinsky watches on, I wonder if he will feature sooner rather than later in this second half. For now, appears to be the same 11, making their way back out, understandably, from the home faithful to a few jeers and whistles. Felix Goetze, brother of Mario, maybe the late show in this game. Arminia will be hoping not, looking to exercise those demons from last weekend. There will, of course, be no extra time, the one in which his brother scored in that World Cup final, but still 45 minutes in which Essen can spoil the party here in Bielefeld. Cardi and Momolu both played well in that first half. Now the question, do Arminia pick up where they left off? Carry on, pushing on, looking for a second? Or will they go defensive a little earlier in the second half? It would be a hugely valuable 3 points for them. Moves them back up to 15th position. They'll feel they should have been in for that late equaliser last weekend. They would move within 1 point. 14th as well. Referee blows the whistle and we are back underway in Bielefeld. To play for in the remaining 45 minutes, just one goal the difference. It's a lovely start and Fabian Klos, the captain, setting up Putaro for another chance. His shot blocked this time by Rios Alonso, taking one for the team into the side of the head. Glad to see he's alert enough to grimace, because that is a heavy hit right to the temple. Just to correct myself, they will in fact move to within 2 points of 14th. Of course, 1860 drawing earlier today. Big result for them against the former league leaders, Jan Regensburg, who now slip behind Ulm. Ulm in a wonderful spell of form, and now the league leaders, I think for the first time this campaign, at the best time. 5 games to go. And out of nothing, they have snatched top spot. It does appear to be heading towards being a 2-horse race. It looked like it was going to be Dynamo Dresden and Regensburg in that 2-horse race until recently. It is now Ulm and Regensburg with a 6-point cushion below them. Essen if they can win both their games in hand, they move up to third, cut that to 5 points between themselves and Regensburg. But to do that, they will have to at least get 2 goals here. Complete the turnaround. Rios Alonso back on the pitch. No harm done, seemingly, for the centre-back. Sorry, Young pleads his innocence. Just about to head into the area. Coming together with Lannert, though. Chip back here. I have to say, Young hasn't done a lot wrong there. Lannert, the man to lean in. More than 23,000 in attendance. It is a packed stadium. One of the biggest stadiums in the Dritte as well. It is only Dresden who tend to get more home visitors week on week than Arminia. And as mentioned, nobody gets more fans on the road than Essen. They're about to be thinking about hitting the road and heading home, though. You can see the second. Now this time from Nils Kaiser on Momolu. Dangerous position it is. I have to say, within shooting range here. Quick feet from the winger. Quickly away from Nils Kaiser. 2 22-year-olds coming together. Now, will this be tempting enough for an effort on goal, either from Oppi or Lannert? Seemingly the 2 options, right and left-footed, to keep Echo Goltz guessing. Can't rule out a clever dink into the box, of course. Or a pass to a free teammate like Paul was there, just lurking, loitering on the edge of the area. It is the shot, but it is straight at Gersken, or rather straight at Jakob Goltz, I should say. Gersken watching on now at the other end of the pitch. Not overly worrying either of them. Goltz, the son of Richard Goltz, once played as a goalkeeper for Hamburg and Freiburg. And the younger Goltz joined from Hamburg after leaving, free agent in 2019. Has become a very important part of this Essen side, though. Will he be called upon again here as Biancardi gets his head down, heads for the Essen area, wins another free kick. Rios Alonso frustrated. Decision has gone against him. Shoulder to shoulder. I think they're just spotted by the referee. The arm across the torso of Biancardi. He turned to spring away from the centre-back. Now, not dissimilar to the free kick a couple of minutes ago, a little further out. Probably too far for a shot from Lannert. This time it is indeed looped into a dangerous area. Goltz didn't get there. Arminia will start again. They won't get the opportunity to. Given away. Goetze. Nice ball, splitting a number of Arminia Bielefeld midfielders and finding Isaiah Young, but quickly nicked away. Another space for Biancardi. Cuts inside, tries to cut back onto his right, just catches the heels of Chapina. Smart spin away from Young, but over to save the day was Goetze. Nearly in there. Great awareness of those around him from Hervé Biancardi. Spoke about him scoring on debut. Hasn't fared too much worse since then. 8 goals, 5 assists notched up this season. Could there be another one here? No, it's missed from point-blank range. It wasn't Biancardi. It was instead Leon Schneider, centre-back. We will not want to watch that back again. We will watch it back. And Boyer seemingly involved in a collision. Ran it with the corner. It was Goltz, or Kloss rather, initially with the effort. Saved by Goltz. But into the path of Leon Schneider, who's really fluffed his lines there, you'd have to say. Barely 5 yards out. Missing the target. And that could have been a huge second goal for Arminia. A let-off for Essen. And they now use that as incentive to make the most of their luck. Rias Alonso. Kaiser. Into Shapina. The offside flag was up. The chance again. It may not actually have come off Kloss. Then caught Boyer. Wasn't initially easy to see from the first angle. Also not sure exactly what has happened to Tadeusz Momolu. Some discomfort. Maybe checked over. See again here maybe. Oh, the collision with Kaiser. Might prove to be a game-ending issue. The way that Momolu went down, looks in genuine pain, and those kind of issues of standing effectively on the foot, landing awkwardly on the opposition player. Still looks moving very gingerly as he gets back to his feet. We'll see. He's had a good 55 minutes. Momolu be disappointed to come off. Meanwhile, Kaiser seemingly fine, able to continue on down the right wing. Looks like Momolu is going to try and continue at least. In fact, no, he won't. He's just waiting on the sidelines. He has made his way back onto the pitch, but about to be replaced by Niklas Shipnowski. No hard feelings between the two. Genuine coming together. The referee just letting Momolu know that his time is up. His number has been called. So on comes Niklas Shipnowski. 26-year-old, born on New Year's Day. No resolutions required for Arminia. It's all been going to plan. That continues to be the case though. As Isaiah Young gets the ball along the deck into the box. Got up the first man, delaying a little too long maybe there, Leandro Butaro, but did play it out in the end. Only as far though as Rios Alonso. Away by Schneider. Biancardi passed on towards his captain, Fabian Kloss. Now misjudged. Boyer could have been handed the ball there. Plenty of space in the Arminia half. Shrek. Once Cardi just catches the heels of the number 17. In strong form this season has followed on from good run last campaign at 1860. 9 goals and 6 assists there, so just one away from matching those tallies now. That was on loan from Heidenheim. He made the permanent move this summer. I think could be part of the furniture for years to come in this Arminia side. Assuming Arminia are to survive this campaign. Of course, a long way to go still in this game. And in the season, they're on a decent trajectory to do so. Interesting to see how they approach the next campaign. Will they be able to drive on now, having stopped the rot of those back-to-back relegations? Well, historically, a club to yo-yo between the first and second tiers. Spent 5 consecutive seasons in the Bundesliga, both in the 80s and the noughties. Best ever finish of 8th, but a world away from that now. Nonetheless, they continue to sing in the stands. Faithful to the end. Hardy chests it down. Won by Shrek. Could have been a loose ball. Now Putaro. Shikowski wanted the pass, didn't get it. Putaro is sent into the advertising hoardings. He's back on his feet and nearly causing an issue for Felix Goetze. Coming in unsighted from off the pitch. An hour gone. Essen still not rushing things. They're always playing some long balls, but really with purpose. This one's worked nicely. Obers has laid it off. It's going to break at the back stick for Harenbrock. And it is across the line, I think. No real complaints from Arminia. No protests. Essen level it up. And now it's the away fans bouncing in the stands, who were still singing as well. It's looking like they were running out of ideas a little, but all it took was one chance. And that man again, Cedric Harenbrock, moves level with Oberts as the club's top scorer now. 7 goals this campaign. Drilled low and hard on his left foot. Strong glove to the ball from Klersken, but not enough. And it just about crept across the line via the inside of the posts. And with half an hour to play, we're back all level. Very much now game on. On hopefully by Evan Klosterlitz, frustrated with someone on the sidelines there. Happening again, far too often. Arminia giving up the lead. That's happened a number of times across this campaign. It's also the situation last week, that late equaliser. They also took the lead through Shipnowski against Saarbrücken a few weeks before that. It's a 1-1 draw. For all Dynamo Dresden's problems in recent weeks and months, they are still yet to fail to win a game that they've taken the lead in. Maybe you can take a few notes there. Will they be able to wrestle back the lead a second time? There's Essen now on the front foot. Harrenbrock looping it into the middle. The header looping over the goal though from Torben Merzel. We will get our second change, this one not enforced by injury, if that were the case. Totally clear with Momolu, looked that way. There was of course a knock as well for Mr. Dumboya. Either way, he will make his way off. In his place is the man we saw at the start of the half, Ron Belinsky, the number 9. Now with a little under half an hour to make his mark on the game. Was suspended, back available again, now back. Coming on as a sub. It's often been his role this year. He played a huge part in the reverse fixture earlier this season. Finished 2-1 to Essen. Oberts opened the scoring. Oppi equalised in the 86th minute to have rescued a point for Arminia, only for a Belinsky winner in the 91st minute. Not quite the same storyline so far this afternoon. Whether it has the same ending, we shall wait and see. This is the 15th meeting between these two sides. Just the second in the Dritte Liga though. 3 in the DFB Pokal, 8 in the second tier, 2 in the top flight. Arminia have won just 1 in regular time, way back in 1979. It also claimed a dramatic penalty shootout win in the Cup in 2016 though. Beyond that, there's been 7 draws, 6 Essen wins. In fact, the total goal tally is only 21-17 in Essen's favour. And they're going to get a little closer to rectifying that now. It is now 22-18 with these 2 goals. Not 22-19 though. Oh, it was a threatening position. Final touch missing. So the results not necessarily balanced. The games generally have been. Just Essen edging it. Whenever it was won by someone, at least any time in the last 45 years. Mentioned Essen's close call with relegation last season. It was 15th in the end. It was their ability to play out a draw that kept them up. 15 in all, most in the league. Just 9 wins was the joint second lowest tally. This season has been a very different tale. 8, just 15 wins this time, 5 draws. One of the lowest number of draws in the league. Joint second lowest behind Dynamo Dresden. A club who's been going in the opposite direction to Arminia in recent years. Arminia have fallen from the top. Essen ended a 14-year spell in the 4th tier with promotion the season before last. We got closer and closer in recent seasons. Third in 2020, second in 2021, and finally becoming the champions. They had suffered back-to-back relegations of their own, though. Back in 2007, 2008, saw them drop from the second to the fourth tier. These two meetings in the Bundesliga, as mentioned, their time competing in the top flight came back in the 60s and 70s. Their highest ever finish, also 8th, like their hosts today. It is the away fans making all the noise right now, though, in the better spirits. With the momentum, here comes Josiah Young. Backspin catching him out slightly. Better read by Lannert, but it has ended up with Young. In the end, the decision go the way of the defender. Josiah Young grabbed his 5th of the season a couple of weeks ago against Dortmund. Another of those big wins. American forwards, though funnily enough born in the Berlin borough of New Jersey. Well, the alarm bells have stopped ringing for Essen. Yeah, owner of the bell earlier has given it away seemingly, and Essen worrying too much about conceding right now, and rather taking the lead for themselves. There's a threatening shot from the edge of the area. Ivan Obert's looking to reclaim his spot as sole top scorer of the club. Didn't do so, but did earn a corner. Two options. The in-swinger taken to the edge of the area. It was Lucas Brummer with the attempted volley. And roar inside the stadium as they thought Nicholas Shipnowski was about to be in on an open goal there. The whistle had long since gone. But already a few cheers and jeers. Just as Brummer had taken that volley. Not sure exactly why. It was Oppie going down. Maybe appeals for that from the home fans. A push potentially on Oppie. That was the point he was making. It would appear to be a decision. The free kick taken from the area of the pitch. So all confusion settled. Into the final 20 minutes. Game remains in the balance. Korbos taking the safe option. And the pressure from Brummer. Dabrowski more pleased with what he's seeing now compared to the first half, where the side just took a while to wake up, really. It's maybe not quite half asleep, but not fully at the races in that first half. Going through the motions somewhat, and now looking more like a team that we know and that has been so successful over the last couple of weeks. In general across the season, certainly compared to what they might have expected to that narrow survival campaign before. Yet to get properly involved. Filling the traditional number 9 role. 2 goals and 3 assists this season create as well. Striker. Most of those coming as a substitute. It's a question as to whether Arminia might be cautious with 4 of their players on 4 yellow cards. That's not particularly cautious. They've allowed Essen just outside their own area. Shapinka. Young. Also lays it off. Again, trying to play it out from the back. Shipnowski gives it away. Roberts is still going, still going, still going, and denied what would have been a wonderful goal. Marvin Oberts take a bow nonetheless. Left most of the Bielefeld side in his wake past 1, 2. Same one again. 5, 6. And then Korbos for good measure. Finally denied by Christopher Lanet. More than half of the outfield players for Arminia were left in his wake. What might have been a goal of the season contender isn't quite a goal. They all count the same though. And if Arminia can break away and grab one here, it won't matter how pretty it is. Yankari spreads it right. Plenty of space for Lanet. A hero at one end. Use a hero at the other end. There's a clash of heads between Kaiser and Shipnowski. Maybe blood visible on the forehead of Shipnowski as well there. Medics waved on. It's a tempting ball in. Genuine attempt at the ball from both. Both missing it as we watch a wonderful run again. Might have been saved by Keshkin anyway, but Lanet did enough. Roberts, nonetheless, making an impression. I think substitution required. There's the symbol there by that member of the medical team. Certainly conscious, both players. Does allow for a breather for their teammates. Both players still down, being treated. And there certainly is some treatment needed. Stitches clearly being applied. It was a fair impact between the two, you could see on the replay. A nervous hush falls over the stadium. You can reassure those fans in the stands that the 2 men will be okay once patched up. Nasty clash of heads. Of course they answer no. No symbol of players being okay for them. We haven't had the close-up shots that we've had at times, and now you can see a round of applause throughout the stadium. Presumably one, if not both, show they are okay. Nils Kaiser makes his way to the sidelines. He'll be replaced immediately by Andreas Wiegel. He spent more time at right back in weeks past. He'll get the final 15 minutes here. Also, Thomas Eisfeld come on to replace Torben Merzel. So a few changes, a few fresh faces and fresh legs. Can any of them grab a winner here? Ice pack Fitted 2-0 to Kaiser. Of course, the back of the skull there a fair bit stronger. The temple where Shipnowski made contact, but you can see Shipnowski is back on. Playing again, impressively so, patched up. Bleeding stemmed with those stitches. Immediately involved again. So perhaps it was something spotted by the medics from Kaiser in terms of their checks for a concussion that led to the precautionary check. So Sire Young took it down in the box. Still not cleared. It was Lucas Bruma. And a bit of space. Didn't quite connect with the shot. Would have been going wide. Cleared in either way by the defender. Arminia on the back foot, and they are falling deeper and deeper here. Trying to hang on for a point. Cuts inside, Harenbrock and Belinsky. An awkward one, ball behind him. Trying to divert it goalwards somehow. Didn't manage to do so. Two-footed Harenbrock. So hard to deal with as a defender. Scored with his left a few minutes ago, but this time perfectly happy to cut inside and play the ball in with his right. Wasn't far from being a perfect cross for Belinsky to volley home, complete a turnaround. Korbos wins the ball back. Oppi immediately hands it to Oberts. Need to be giving Marvin Oberts any more opportunities. As mentioned, now joint top scorer with 7 goals, also club best 9 assists. 2 of those came in the 4-0 win against Dortmund a fortnight ago. 6 goal involvement in his last 7 games. No, nothing against Duisburg despite the 4 goals there. Second most minutes by an outfield player as well in every game. Fair to say Oberts thoroughly integral to this Essen side. He will be disappointed to see him go back to FC Cologne, who he's currently on loan from. Yet to make an appearance for the senior team in Cologne, but 16 goals in 48 appearances for Cologne too. 22-year-old is shaping up to be a future star. Exactly why it was nearly a beautiful goal. Now Essen with another free kick with which to threaten the Bielefeld back line. Harenbrock moving away, leaving set-piece responsibility to Eisfeld. Curls it in. It was well dealt with. An awkward position by Grosser. We've had another clash of heads maybe there. Less serious one. Shipnowski again involved. Goetze pleads his innocence. Just a collision. The legs between the two. Cardi can't get it under control, so Essen straight back on the attack down the right, but overrun this time, holding his hamstring. Marvin Oberts. Commentator's curse, just singing his praises. You can see the reaction of the winger, and if you're fluent in German, possibly spot the word that he said, but either way, I won't translate it. Get the impression it might be the end of his game. Certainly the end of Neve Biancardi's game. He makes way. The final 10 minutes. On in his place, Nassim Boujalab, Moroccan number 10, 24-year-old. Pretty much like for like swap. Player in the number 10 position, replaced by the literal number 10. It's the second change made by Mitch Niat in over 80 minutes of football. He's saving his final throws of the dice for the final 10 minutes. Born in Germany, but dual citizenship, and has played for the Morocco national side. 3 caps so far. Ball now to favour a little in the last few months. 1 goal, 2 assists, it all came in 2023. Bielefeld back with the ball again, which has been a rarity in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Total change in the momentum of the game with that goal, that equaliser. Breaking into the Essen half, or feels like the first time in an eternity. Can they do anything with the ball in the final third? Run forwards from Korbutz, that's the target. Lannert was aiming for, but it was an optimistic pass, cut out, and now down the other end. First chance to run for Andreas Wiegel. Pushed on up the pitch immediately from full-back. As you can tell by his number, he's a player who often likes to play in midfield where possible. That is the end of Marvin Obert's game. In his place, number 2. Shows you again why the number. Effective defensive change as on comes Sasha Volka. 21st appearance of the season for the 22-year-old. Wiegel will presumably push further up the pitch, with Volka dropping back into full-back position almost immediately. For now, it's Belinsky, number 9, dropping a little deeper. Young, frustrated with his teammate, made the run, pass didn't come. Belinsky delayed and then played the ball when Young felt he was offside. I think it was closer than he thought. Might have been able to take that. Either way, it was a throw. It was quickly sent upfield by Bielefeld, but nothing doing again. Fizzling out in attack, Arminia. Fabian Kloss allowing Felix Gerster to just stroll past him. The Arminia defence allowing the ball to almost roll past them. Belinsky chasing it down, didn't quite get there before Kershkin. And Arminia finally do something. Boujalab making something happen. Rios Alonso happy with his involvement in defence, roars to the crowd. It's all the way back now. Arminia's keeper, Jonas Kershkin. 5 minutes or so for someone to claim all 3 points for themselves, potentially. Game feels a little stretched. Feels like it very easily could have a winner. Currently, Arminia would still move above Waldorf, courtesy of goal difference, both of them on 38 points and with a 6-point gap to Halischer in 17th. Can they restore that to 8? Hoppy with the ball in. Comes to nothing. Essen look to take the free kick quickly. Weren't able to do so. Shapina frustrated. Felt that was in the right position. Do finally get it back underway now. Meanwhile, Essen, a single point wouldn't move them up from 7th. Close them in on those above them though, within 4 points with the game in hand of Preußen Münster. Worth noting though that Dynamo and Saarbrücken also, with only 32 games played, Dynamo meeting Freiburg later this evening in the final game of the weekend. One that they really need to get something from. Shapina again. In a debate with the referee about where the free kick should be taken from. It's only wasting seconds in truth by arguing the fact. He's of course made the captain early in the season after Felix Bastian's release a few weeks in after that horrible spell in October. Cy Young with the ball in, goes straight into the arms of Jonas Kersken. Captain's armband hasn't always been a good omen at Essen. For Bastian's Dennis Grota, Daniel Devari also released whilst captain, but things have been going well for Shapina. It's been a great choice, it would appear. Last weekend. Not a usual scorer, but the captain lead by example here with 15 seconds plus stoppage time remaining. We are reaching the last chance saloon. If either of these teams are to claim the win, Arminia know all too well to play to the last second and then quite often beyond it. Nearly a breakaway for Belinsky and Valka. 5 minutes of additional time to play, given away to Harenbrock. And a break for Belinsky. Flag stays down. Belinsky gives the ball away again, finding Young. Rumours down, and clearly fouled. Advantage is potentially to be played, but didn't come to anything. Rumour walking a fine line there. Yellow card for the cynical foul. Half-hearted attempt at the ball, but he knew what he was doing. He found himself on the ground, stumbling, with Bujalab trying to break away. His reaction nearly earned him an immediate second yellow. He was 1 on 4 yellows. That is the 5th. He will now miss the next game. Here's Bruma. Taking one for the team. Could prove costly. He'll be missed next weekend. Ball in. Sent wide by Essen. Lannert and a throw. It's fair to say Arminia and their fans a little frustrated. Off his ball in. Threatening. Here's Alonso. Sent it out wide. Hard to tell who the final touch came from there. The officiating team deemed that it was an Essen throw. It's the frustration in the crowd and on the pitch from Christopher Lanette. They've won it back though. Either way, now what can they do with it? Pitaro has space on the edge of the area. Lays it off to Corbaz. His shot deflected by Bremer. It's still kept alive. It could be anyone's in the middle. Danger eventually averted. Well, Bridgelab was waiting to pounce. Wouldn't quite drop. Unselfish from Pitaro. Corbaz for his first goal for the club. It was Rios Alonso who eventually got the final touch. Arminia coming back alive now in stoppage time. Gloss sends it back. Anywhere will do for Essen just now. Shrek. Hooked back in by Lanette. Brave keeping by Goltz, who gets out quickly. Makes to set his side away into the final 2 minutes of stoppage time. Young sent it on for either Belinsky or Velka. Neither gets there before Shrek. And Velka gives away the free kick. Young, not for the first time in the last few minutes, frustrated by his teammates. Misunderstanding, he knocked it on. Could have taken it himself. Belinsky had slowed up and Velka was too far away. It's not been clinical enough from either side to snatch the win in the latter stages. Presumably, final change sees Aygun Yildirim come on for Arminia. 60 seconds remain. Will there be one final chance? Will there be another sting in the tail? Arminia will hope it's not a sting that hurts them. Their goal scorer has gone off. Leandro Pitaro makes way for Yildirim. There is the substitute immediately involved. Lays it off to Corbaz, makes his way into the box. Whipped in by Bridgelab, but it will fall kindly for Jakob Goltz. And now, surely, this is the final attack. That all too familiar 5 minutes of additional time for Arminia that's seen them concede in the 96th minute on 2 separate occasions this season. They will hope beyond hope that as we now head into the 96th minute, that will not be the case here. Clash between 2 of their players brings the play to a halt. Will that be a permanent halt? Surely not time for anything else to happen now. Lanette and Schneider both going for the same ball. Most important thing was that it was cleared. Bobrovsky checks his watch. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. We are in the dreaded 96th minute, but it's almost already up. Not even got back underway. Ball will be handed to Leon Schneider. Gershkin chooses not to send it long. Schneider will do so. Would that be the final act? No, Corbaz flicks it on. Gloss battling for it. Shapina brings it down, and that is the final act. There is no winner. It is 1-1. A point apiece. Not the worst results for either, not the best. Over the course of the game, probably a fair result, and probably one that both sets of players and managers will take. Leandro Pitaro putting Arminia ahead, as was the case last week. It wasn't the late show this time that denied them the 3 points. Cedric Harenbrock just after the hour mark, levelling things up. No one found a winner in the final half an hour. And so, Essen remain 7th, remain in the battle for that promotion playoff spot. Probably not the top 2 spots now. Arminia move 1 point closer to safety. One win would probably assure them of their safety, but for now, they're sitting in a far better situation than they were a few weeks ago. Final score, Arminia Bielefeld 1, Rot-Weiss Essen 1.